Hello athletes and fans of bodybuilding, Derek and Hadi with the Mr. Olympia. This was an incredible weekend. I'm gonna start with the announcement of Olympia Battle Bodybuilding with the Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford, Samson Dauda, and Nick Walker. That's June 4th in Phoenix. Subscribe to Olympia TV right now so you don't miss this incredible workout. New York Pro, this was an epic event. I think we're gonna be talking about this New York Pro for years to come. Bodybuilding, Nick Walker versus Martin Fitzwater versus Tonio Burton versus Beef Stew. That was a call out of 4 guys that looked incredible. Nick Walker brings the mass. Those side chest and side triceps are just insane. His density on the side, it's Olympia-like. It's hard for guys like Hadi Chupin and Derek to go against Nick Walker from the side. He brought the conditioning, he brought the mass, needs to contain the midsection, but congratulations to Nick Walker. Coming from his injury, he looked incredible, and I think he's poised to make a move at the Mr. Olympia. What can you say about Martin Fitzwater? He won the Detroit Pro, came to New York, he was already qualified, and he put on a show. This guy looked incredible. Perfect conditioning, beautiful, aesthetic. Man, he posed well. He brought the heat against Nick Walker. He just needs a little bit more size. If he has a little bit more size, he can go head to head against guys that are on the first call out at the Olympia. I spoke to him after the show and he said, Derek, my goal is top 10 at the Olympia. My friend, after what you did in New York, I think everybody believes this is very possible. You made a name for yourself in New York. Congratulations. Tonio Burton, there was a lot of talk about this is the next Dexter Jackson. And yes, man, some of the poses, he reminds you of Dexter Jackson. That back double biceps, the small waist, the flaring quads, just like Martin. He needs to get a little bit more mass. You know, you're battling Nick Walker, you're battling real dense guys like Derek Lunsford and Hadi Chupin. So just a little bit more mass, and I think him and Martin Fitzwater will be battling for years to come. All these guys. Beef Stew, man, I remember him turning pro at the USA's. He's a different guy. He's bigger, he poses better. And I love the hair. I know Bob Cicherillo doesn't love the hair. I love the hair. Keep that hair. He needs to be a little bit more conditioned. He got the size already and contain the abdominal section. It was a great bodybuilding show, man. Before Shannon announced the winner, everybody was on the edge of their seat. Nobody knew who was gonna win, Nick Walker or Martin. It was a 1-point decision, and it was an epic bodybuilding show. 212, Kareth Baggio versus Oleg Kriv. It was a battle. Oleg Kriv had the conditioning and prevailed. Kareth Baggio is amazing. He just needs to tighten up. And Oleg Kriv, man, I've known him for years. When he turned pro in Ireland, he won his first show in Brazil. He's been really at it, and despite war in his country, this guy continues to perform. Classic physique, Matthew Greco, beautiful physique. He's got the large clavicle bones, the small waist, his vacuum is beautiful, and his conditioning from prejudging and finals was even better. So he was able to surpass Eric from Pittsburgh. And there was a lot of battles coming from Pittsburgh going to New York. Congratulations, Eric and Matthew going to the Olympia. Men's physique, Ali Bilal, congratulations to him and coach George Farah. Talk about perfect conditioning. His obliques were so deep. I mean, I haven't seen obliques this deep in a long time. His back separation was there. He wins in Pittsburgh, and now he wins in New York. He's bringing a lot of momentum going into the Mr. Olympia. Vitor Chaves, amazing. Edivan Palmeira, amazing. But you got to look at Ali Bilal and say, if guys are going to bring this kind of oblique, this kind of ab, you got to match him. Congratulations. Now moving on to women's bodybuilding. Man, she was the star of the show. When she hopped on stage, everybody knew she was going to be the queen of New York, Ashley Jones. A few years back, she took 12th in the women's physique. I didn't care. I told everybody, that's the one to watch. And yes, I was absolutely right. Because when you have genetics like this, when you have round muscle bellies like this, it's impossible not to prevail. And she did. She brought the conditioning. She brought beautiful lines, beautiful shape. Chris Cormier was saying she is going to eventually beat Andrea Shaw. And I think if she puts a little bit more mass, she can go head-to-head with Andrea Shaw and Angela Yo and some of the top tier competitors in the women's bodybuilding. Andrea Shaw has something to say to Chris Cormier after this. I'll leave that to both of them. Moving on to women's physique, Sharonica Hinton. Man, she is a veteran. She poses so beautiful, feminine. She has all the perfect angles. I think if Sharonica adds a little bit more size, she can be even more competitive against Sarah Viegas and Natalia Coelho. But great performance. She's incredible. Moving on to figure, Maria Pereira. She brought the conditioning. A lot of competitors in the figure, and she was the one that prevailed. Beautiful V-taper. She's got the separation. Maybe minimizing the waist with a couple poses sideways. But congratulations, great job. Wellness, Gisele Machado. She beat the Brazilian Nightmare. Yes, Elisa Alcântara. This was probably Gisele Machado's best show. And man, when she's on, she's really, really competitive. Going to the Olympia, I want to see what she does because she just beat the girl who placed in 3rd place at the Olympia. Who knows? Maybe Gisele Machado is the one to attack Franciele Matos at the top of the Mr. Olympia. Moving on to bikini, Amy Lynn Delgado. She's winning everything. She wins in Pittsburgh. She wins in New York. She wins in Russia. She wins in Africa. If we have a show in Mars, I think she's going to win that show too. She's winning everywhere. What she wants is to go after Jennifer Dory and Laura Lee Chapados. Actually, both of them were there. And yes, Amy Lynn Delgado won the show and stared down at both of them and saying, hey, I'm coming for both. Congratulations, Amy. You're doing everything to get yourself in the Olympia and say to everybody, I belong here. She's on fire, Amy Lynn Delgado. Moving on to Brazil, Livinho. Yes, this classic physique competitor has all the genetics. And I've known him for a long time. I've judged him when he was an amateur. He's got the quads, he's got the chest, he's got everything, but he was missing the conditioning. He's getting better. He's getting better on the conditioning. We still need a little bit more to go against guys like Ramon and Sebum and Urs. But he's making strides because genetically, he might be one of the top guys in the world when it comes to genetics. Moving on to Mexico, Marisa Andrews, veteran. She's got the glutes, she's got the legs. Could have been just a bit tighter, maybe a little bit. But again, she is fantastic and she's going to continue to win shows because she's got great shape, great muscularity, and she knows how to pose. Congratulations. This was an amazing, amazing weekend in the IFBB Pro League. Olympia battle is coming up. I'll be there. And I know you're going to subscribe right now because you're going to be there with me.